Hello guys and welcome to Ride VP the Righteous channel. My name is Serge and in today's video I would like to do the Tesla calculation per hour. Basically the Tesla rental operating cost per hour. I actually think this is actually a really good way of looking at it. So one of my viewers, I'm just gonna say JF Kansas 5508 has wrote, per hour, a Tesla rental is a great deal. The math comes out to $7 to $8 per hour, including rental charges, etc. This is based on driving 50 hours per week and around average 30 miles per hour. A Hertz non-Tesla rental is around $9 to $10 per hour, based on the same criteria. Based on 66 cents per mile cost and the same mileage, your own vehicle costs minimum $15 to $16 per hour to drive. Renting is even better deal once you write off the rental and electricity cost at the end of the year. So I actually think this is really great. I like that this person has made a calculation based on 30 miles per hour and a 50 hours work week. I think that's actually like a pretty good calculation. So what if you take this to the limit? You know, you try to drive a little bit more. How much will it actually cost? So first of all, I just want to tell you that I have set up an appointment again to rent another Tesla for a Wednesday. On a Friday, they wasted my time and I could not actually order it. So today I could not order it, which is a Monday. But yeah, Tuesday was not available. So like now it's going to be Wednesday. So it's okay. So I'm going to be charging the Tesla at home. But based on my earlier Tesla rental, I actually looked at it and the cost for the 28 days actually averaged out to be $25 per day. That's what it kind of came out to be. But then again, probably some days I skipped. But I'm basing it on $30 a day to charge it. And let's do 30 times 7. So charge the Tesla every day, work every day for 12 hours. So 210. I'm just going to try to do this. So $30. Oh my gosh. $30 Tesla charging. By the way, if I'm saying Tesla wrong, I'm really sorry about that. I'm just used to saying it a certain way. I have an accent, so sorry about that. So we have $210 just charging alone. That's per week. So the actual Tesla rental is $300 plus all the fees and everything else comes out to be an extra $50. So that's $350. So we're gonna add $210 for charging, and it comes out to be $560 for week. Well, per week, okay? But there is $60 zero emissions credit, so we're gonna take $60 off, and that comes out to be $500 per week. So Tesla rental per week with charging is $500 per week. Tesla rental. So now we could actually divide that per 7 for each day. Wow, that's actually like really good, like $71.42. So 71.42 per day Tesla rental. And then we could times that by 28 days. It's gonna come out to $2,000. $2,000 per month. Now the actual price, you know, will be different what you're gonna end up paying at Hertz, but I'm taking into account the zero emissions of $60 per week, which it does say it has it. So if you haven't seen that video when I was renting the Tesla, take a look. I think I already have like a couple videos of me renting it. I decided not to make another one, but basically you get $1 per each ride that you do $60 total in a week. I guess that's what they allow you to do. I don't know if it's going to go beyond that, but it says $60 a week, $4,000 per year. So I guess they probably based it like that. So anyways, let's see actually if that actually comes out to be. So 365 days in a year, we'll divide it by 7. It's a total of 52 weeks, and we'll times it by 60. Comes out to be 3,128. But it says maximum of $4,000 per year. So maybe you could actually get more than $60 per week. We will see. I'm gonna actually try to take a look at that, but it does say $60 a week. Maybe they are thinking that you're just not gonna work as often. But anyways, I'm planning to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, since I'm gonna get the Tesla. I understand some days I might work less. That just sort of happens. But if I did work 12 hours per day, that's gonna come out to be like 84 hours a week, okay? 84, oh my gosh, we don't need dollar signs. 84-hour week. So let's see if it's gonna be $500 Tesla weekly rental. 500, we'll divide it by 84. So that comes out to be $5.95. $5.95 hourly, let's see, rate per hour. I'm just gonna put it like that. For Tesla rental. So that's actually a little bit better than $7 to $8, but I think $7 to $8 is already great. I just wanted to see what the math would be for somebody crazy like me if I decided to just work 12 hours per day. So that is, let's see, 12 hours per day. So now we're gonna take $500, and we're gonna divide it by 50-hour work week. That comes out to actually be $10. So slightly higher. So a 50-hour work week is $10 per hour. Now, even though a lot of you guys tell me sometimes my math is incorrect in the comments below, I'm not going to do this to this person because I understand what the math is based on, and it's not based on the charging, I don't believe. I think the charging was not taken into account. And I'm not sure if the zero emissions was actually taken out of the equation. Now, if it wasn't, let's just, for instance, say 560. That's what the cost would be, divided by 50-hour. So that's $11.20. So as you could see that I have taken everything into account, including taxes and the charging at $30 per day. So the normal Tesla rental price, I don't know if it says it on here. It really doesn't. So that's just my pictures. So let's just do this. Let's just go back, okay? Let's just look at the Tesla rentals. I don't know why it has all these comments. I just don't want those comments to be pulled up. Okay, so as you can see, the Tesla rental is $299 a week. So $239 with incentives. And by incentives, they're talking about this minus $60 emission fee. You know, one thing that I don't like that they're not taking into account is they're not taking into account all the taxes. So somebody might not plan for that. So you could see this is what I was talking about. So zero emission incentive, earn an extra $1 on every Uber trip, up to $4,000 annually. So it says earn $1 on every Uber trip, up to $4,000. So I guess they are assuming you're only going to do 60 trips, even though the bonuses that they give you is like $60 pretty much for every 3 days. I mean, so, excuse me, 60 trips every 3 days. So that is a very light bonus of that. So that means you could do 120 trips per week. So with 120 trips per week, if they're gonna give me $1 um, per every single trip, that means it's like $120 extra that you could remove. But we're not gonna go there. Um, Now it would be nice if once you reach 60 rides and you get that $60, they just continue giving that extra dollar. But I do not really, I really have a hard time believing that you actually get that dollar, okay? Because technically now all the rides, they're really not based on anything and except supply and demand. So the prices of rides, they will fluctuate up and down. Sometimes you're going to be making $1 per mile, sometimes two, sometimes you might be making like 70 cents. So they could easily just add that dollar in there, like into the price to see like to make it look like you are getting it. But then when you look at the whole thing, you're only making $1 per mile. So then you look at it slightly different. You're thinking like, okay, well, if I wasn't making this dollar, then I guess I would be making less than $1 per mile, right? So you could look at it. I've looked at weekends when I was working, and sometimes like you'll have like $5 surge, $7 surge in certain areas, right? Sometimes more. But when you look at uh, the actual price per mile, you know, sometimes it's at $1, sometimes it's more. You know, it's all over the place. And each trip could be identical trip, and one trip will cost maybe like $5 to do, and another trip will be like $10 to do. You know, so prices are all over the place. But by far the worst one when it comes to paying you the least is definitely Lyft. Lyft has given me some rides. It was like $2 and some change. Like it was really, really crazy type of pricing. I don't even know if I could even go back to look, but I'm not even gonna try to waste my time right now. Um, Now, what I want to do next is figure out a couple things. So I want to figure out like if you're gonna only work 10 hours per day, because working 12, it's not gonna be like everybody's thing. But if you're working 10 hours, obviously it's gonna be 70 hours a week. So you take this rental, uh, technically $500, and you divide it by 70 hours. So the cost of rental will be $7.14. So let's see, 70-hour work week, it's $7.14. $7.14. So now that I'm looking at this here, this actually is very close to what this person has wrote over here for the calculation, $7 to $8. It's like right there, and I bet if I just add like another hour to it, it probably would be almost identical. So I'm actually thinking that possibly, somewhere in the math, the person got confused and actually calculated less hours than initially than the calculation was based on. Because according to all the write-offs and everything taken into account, a 50-hour work week is actually still $10 per hour that you're paying for the operating of that Tesla. Now, as far as the Range Rover, I'm not going to do that calculation in this video since I cannot even use the Range Rover. And the cost of Range Rover would be technically more. Well, actually, I'm going to do it, but it's totally different. So let's see. Range Rover cost. So I know that it will cost me $95 on fuel each day, right? So you can't obviously look at just the fuel alone. There's other expenses involved, like oil changes, like brake changes, like actual maintenance of the vehicle, like your tires and everything else. And the vehicle could actually break down. Plus, if you're making car payments, that's going to go into that equation. Plus, if you have insurance, that goes into that equation. And anything of that nature. There's also like taxes on a vehicle that you're paying. and other depreciating type of costs. So with all that being taken into account, the price would be much, much higher than actual fuel price alone. But the only reason that I'm just basing on the fuel price itself, when we did the Tesla calculation, the only reason I'm actually just basing it on, because it's already just looking at the fuel cost alone, Tesla is already by far a better deal. So if I added anything else to it, it just would be that much better of a deal to just get a Tesla, because first of all, it's worry free. And when I say Tesla, I'm like talking about like any rental, but I specifically like Teslas. So like, why not have a better experience? Like, why would I rent something else? And we'll look at the other rental options. Again, I'm just gonna show you like some other prices out there. It just really makes no sense to get something else. But just the fuel cost alone on the Range Rover is already so high. But it's a nice luxury vehicle that you don't get a paid, like, well, I do not get paid for the luxury price, because it was 2006, and only Lyft takes it, and it's considered economy at that point. Yet I would be making I would be spending a luxury price tag for upkeeping that vehicle and everything else, and obviously a higher cost of fuel. But anyways, let's just take a look at this really quick. Let's just like 95 times 7 days, so that's $665. So $665 per week, just fuel alone. So now, what is my 84-hour week? So let's just do like an 84-hour week divided by 84-hour week. So that comes out to be $7.91. So 84-hour week is $7.91, as you could tell. So this is almost like $7 to $8 cost. So when I've seen, and I guess the only reason also I'm like, well, not the only reason, second reason that I'm also calculating a Range Rover for this, even though I wasn't really planning on, because this person did state that my Range Rover is costing $15 to $16 $15 to $16 per hour to drive. Now that might be based on 50 just at 50 miles, and maybe fuel, maybe the person has taken into account like all of the costs with the Range Rover, which I think taking everything into account would be kind of impossible. So just looking at the fuel itself would be ideal. So we're going to look at the 50-hour week as well, since that's what the calculation was based on. 665 per week fuel cost. So we're going to divide 665 into 50 hours. So that's $13.30. $13.30 per hour cost for 50-hour work week. Okay. So they're saying 15 to 16. So 665. Let's do one more calculation, and that would be based on 70-hour work week, and a 70-hour work week is $9.50. 665 per week. 70-hour work week, it's $9.50. So we have like everything. So we have like a 70-hour work week for Tesla, $7.14, while Range Rover is $9.50. 50-hour work week would be $13.30, while the Tesla is $10. And then 70-hour work week is $9.50 for Range Rover, while Tesla $7.14. Am I missing something? Yeah, the 80. But anyways, that is that. Like, either way you put it, right? Tesla is cheaper to operate than a Range Rover. And on top of that, Range Rover would have other costs associated with it, like obviously insurance. So let's I mean, it's probably pointless because we're just looking like at 1 week. Insurance is actually costing me less than $100 per month. Oil changes. Well, I haven't done any oil changes on that Range Rover yet, even though it has 17,000 miles. That just shows you how horrible secondhand owners are of older cars. They just don't take care of them, and then they have problems, and then they complain, right? So let's just add like 2 more oil changes into the mix, which will make a total of 300. There's also yearly taxes. The yearly taxes is actually really, really cheap. They're less than $100, but let's just say $100 per year. But that's like a yearly thing, which is not really gonna equate too much once you divide it. Probably gonna be like $8 or something per month. So with that being said, if we take 665 and we divide it by 7 and we times it by 28, just like a Tesla rental would be, and we add $200 for fuel, I mean for oil changes, because that was the fuel calculation first, and then we add $100 per insurance. There's other maintenance obviously involved, but like even like tire changes, like I installed tires for $500, brand new tires from eBay, 500, installations like 100, so basically like $600. So it would technically be like $50 per tires. I don't know if they're gonna last me a year, so let's just add another 50. Let's just say I have to get tires every 6 months, right? So this is with tires, with oil changes, with fuel. The depreciation I really don't have to worry about, but I could actually think about the entire cost of the Range Rover at this point. So Range Rover cost me, and I could just look like I have to replace it every single year. So let's see, I paid $2,500 for it, and I already bought a bunch of stuff for it, and I already done a lot of maintenance to it. Some stuff I haven't installed, but let's take everything into account. Like I spent technically nearly $6,000. So let's just say $6,000 per year. So that's about $500 a month that is actually costing me to actually own. So we put like 500. Wow, that's actually quite a bit for a used car if you think about it. Like if I have to replace it every single year, $500. And we'll throw in other, I mean, this is actually taking into account all the parts that I have to get for it. So I did the service myself, so that this is actually going to be quite a fair estimate. So that's $3,560. So $3,560 per month. Basically cost of used Range Rover ownership. So now we need to just break it down into 4 weeks. So $890 per week, which is quite a bit. $890 per week, because this is more than $600 a weekly thing. That's if you're doing like Uber Black, and I'm not making Uber Black price. So yeah, that's quite a bit. So let's divide it by 50 hours work week. But actually, I can't do that because I was basing it on 7 hours work week and like 12 hours per day. So that would not be actually a fair estimate. So let's see, $890, because then the fuel prices would go down. So that would not be accurate. So let's see, $890 divided, oh my gosh, $890 divided by 84-hour work week. So operating cost is $10.59. So 84, oh my gosh, I always misclick. Our work week, $10.59 per hour. 10 10.59 per hour. Per hour. So let's see. That's still a higher type of estimate, even though I've just taken everything into account. But maybe it's because they're taking my fuel expenses that I totally have per day, like 95. But if I work less hours, I'm also going to spend less in fuel. That's just how that goes. But let's, for instance, think that I will spend the same, which would be ridiculous. At that point, it's like I'm driving a semi-truck. 890 divided by 50-hour work week. So that comes out to be $17.80, which is very close to what that is right there. You just have to take into account the fact that I'm really not renting a Range Rover, and it's costing me less in fuel if I drive less. If I drive 400 miles a day, then it's costing me $95. But let's see what it realistically costs me if we just use that calculator. So what does 400 miles per day actually cost me? So we'll divide that into 15.8. That's my fuel economy. So it means I will use up 25.31 gallons. And right now fuel is at, where is that at? Like at 295 or 390? Like, man, I'm already confused. Because it just went up. I think like, yeah, like 395 right now. We'll actually look it up. 395. So that's $100 per day right now, the cost. That's for 400 miles. So you could see 95 is very close because it's, and actually, that's because fuel prices recently went up. So let's divide that back by $3.95. We get our 25 gallons back because fuel prices was $3.65. So that comes out to $92.40. So you could see that's within range of $95. So yeah, we could look at it being the cost of $100 per day. But still, that's actually correct. So I'm basing it on $95 per day cost, and that's what I was telling you guys this whole entire time, because I do know what my car actually cost me to operate. So the reason that I'm actually taking Range Rover into account as well, because there's many SUVs out there. Of course, they're making a lot more money. This is sort of like the cost of SUV. I probably should not not even say Range Rover. So this is just the cost of having an SUV. Now, you might be able to use your SUV, like it might be like luxury. It might qualify for comfort rides. It might qualify for other things. I mean, you could have like an SUV that is a hybrid. You might have like, I don't know, you might qualify for green rides and XL rides, depending on what kind of SUV you have. Like my Range Rover does not qualify for XL because it only has 5 seats. But with all that being said, guys, obviously Tesla is costing quite a bit less to operate. Like 84-hour work week. Like for me, it's going to cost me $5.95. So that is like absolutely great for me, versus $791 Range Rover, which is not bad operating cost. At least that's what it cost me. So I'm going to rent a Range Rover. Range Rover. I'm going to rent a Tesla again, which is going to be Wednesday. And we'll see where it goes. But before we leave here, I'm going to take a look at other rental options. And I'm just going to show you why am I so stuck on Teslas. So take a look at this mid-size compact car. So you could see some kind of like a Nissan Sentra or something. You have to pay $260 a week. While this comfort eligible car is $275 a week. So this this car looks very similar. It's just it says mid-size cars, but what is this mid-size? This could be like a Nissan Altima, but now a lot of them, they look kind of similar. But anyways, $260. I wonder why, like, this is compact. Okay, compact plus mid-size cars. And this is compact plus midsize cars. Why do they have it twice? Oh, that's Hertz. Okay, that's why. That's why I was thinking what's all these options? Okay, so obviously we have AVS over here. I didn't even look at who's actually renting this stuff, because obviously Hertz is not the only option. We have this one, which is basically the same. So we have this one at Hertz too, electric cars on top of it, which is $273. And then we got a Tesla, $239, because you do get incentives. For some reason, I mean, I don't know why, but for some reason, it appears to me that you will not get $60. I mean, maybe I could be wrong, like a zero emissions. Will you get it? So I just selected that car. What does this say? Report offer. Okay, weird. It says charge and save up to 45 on fast charging with AV Go chargers. Okay, but no monthly or okay. That's interesting. What about a Tesla? You can also save 45% on fast charging with EV Go charging sites with no monthly or okay, that's good. So that gives you an option. Now you could clearly see that renting a Tesla is actually, why am I not seeing these other choices? They just switched them out this way. Renting a Tesla, guys, $239, while renting these cars $260, $260, $273, $275, $285. It just seems to me like the logical solution. Tesla looks better, yet the price to rent it for some reason is cheaper. Of course, if you look at the $299 a week, because that's what you're gonna be paying, and you're looking to roll up these here, right? You don't get that 60-hour zero emissions credit on these other electric cars. You just don't. I mean, I could look at this electric car just to see if you would get it, but it doesn't say that you will. No, right here, zero emissions incentive, earn $1 on every Uber trip. Okay, so this one has it. So this is an EV, okay? But they don't really calculate into this account. So I guess it would be additionally $60 off. So that's like $225 versus Tesla being yeah, sorry, Tesla 239. So it's not a huge difference. It's just with a Tesla, you're gonna have a better experience. You have a supercharger network, and on top of that, you have this EV Go stations, that you could use to charge. It's just to me, it doesn't actually make any difference. And so now that you've seen this, and I'm sure you already knew this, but maybe you're trying to rent for the first time, I want to let you know, another way that you would save money on charging, even though I did not take this into account of renting my Tesla, is you could buy your own, well, let me just show you. Let's just go to my Amazon account, and I'm going to look at my orders. So basically, I just got this cable right here delivered to me. This I got on Friday. So you plug this into your dryer adapter. See, mine's a 3-way prom, but that's a 4. No, excuse me, mine's a 4-way. So you have to make sure if it's a 3 or a 4, because it's gonna try to give you something else. So then you're also gonna have to get one of these cables here. So this cable will plug into your dryer adapter, and then you could plug in the Tesla portable charger into this, and then you'll be able to charge your Tesla at home. On top of that, I have ordered a big cable, and I don't see why it's not really showing up. I don't understand. So I also ordered this here. So this piece right here is $19, so you could hang your Tesla charger. So I'm gonna have to mount it somewhere. And I ordered the 75-foot extension. I don't know why is that not in my orders. Did they just put it all together? No. Sometimes they bunch up all the orders and stuff. Like it does say a couple boxes here. I'm assuming one of them has like a big, well, see right here, it says delivered today, like that giant cord. Yeah, so it's in there. But I think when I clicked on it, yeah, see, this is what it comes up with. This is completely wrong. I don't know why it has the wrong picture that goes along with it. Maybe I have to, I don't, what is going on? That is so weird that it gives me the wrong type of cord, because this is not what I ordered. So you could also plug this into your generator and provide power to your home as well. But this was a giant cable. It looked like this, except I ordered like 75 feet of it. Different brand, of course, but as you can see, it costs quite a bit of money. It's just sometimes Amazon just confuses me. They just put like the wrong stuff in there. But basically, the cost of these 3 cables will run you about 280 to 300 bucks. So once you do, oh yeah, 280 plus the $20 to hang the thing up. You don't really need it, but I think it's a lot better than throwing it on the floor or having to put it up every time, because the cable's not gonna get hurt. I could just, you know, like, let me show you like what I'm talking about. Yeah, like right here. So together, everything cost me like what I need with this mounting thing. It cost me $300. So at this point, I'm not gonna save money, like I guess like my first week or something, because it's gonna take time for it to pay for itself. But it will actually save me money on charging. Well, actually no, like I'm saying it the wrong way. So while I'm gonna rent a Tesla, I will end up saving money by not always charging the supercharger network, but also